Since the birth of the Air Force, Air Mobility Command and its predecessors have made humanitarian aid one of their top priorities. Every 90 seconds, an Air Mobility Command aircraft takes off somewhere around the globe, providing global reach for America with the right effects, in the right places, and at the right time.
Well, it's the first battle of the Cold War. Stalin already had East Germany, of course. He wanted the rest of it. He wanted West Germany too. So he blockaded all the stuff coming from West Berlin to Free Berlin. The powers that be said, we're not going to fight our way in, don't want World War III right off. We got a right to fly in, so we're going to do that first. And everybody, except a few people, didn't think it'd work. And it ended up being the greatest humanitarian effort before or since.
Over the course of just 1 year, more than 2 million tons of cargo was flown into Berlin. During this time, the United States Air Force took off more than 270,000 times, logged about 600,000 hours of flight time, covering over 90,000 miles.
They needed food, and they wanted freedom. We had both.
In the years following the Berlin airlift, the Air Force continued to build its airlift capabilities while also continuing to develop aeromedical evacuation and aerial refueling skills. Although the Berlin airlift remains the most memorable airlift mission in the Air Force history, today's innovations have extended the global reach of Air Mobility Command to fly farther and faster. Since the Berlin airlift, Air Mobility has delivered hope to those in need through numerous other humanitarian missions. From delivering 10,000 Hungarian refugees to the U.S., to bringing 19,000 tons of supplies to Kenya and Somalia, to meeting the challenges of our nation's natural disasters by sending 5,000 relief workers, to evacuating more than 9,000 victims, nearly 600 medical patients, and 1,400 tons of equipment, AMC is there. Today's Air Mobility Command maintains its rich tradition of extending our nation's outstretched hand to those in need, or its clenched fist to its enemies. Air Mobility flies an average of 900 sorties each day to deliver global reach for America. In 1 year, our airmen and aircraft carry nearly 700,000 tons of supplies, move over 2 million passengers, more than 13,000 patients, and offload over 400 million gallons of fuel in support of the DoD and coalition operation, national disaster relief, or aiding those displaced by political crisis like the citizens of Tbilisi, Georgia in August of 2008.
We were C-17 aircrew. We were doing support for our troops down in Afghanistan. That was our primary mission. We got alerted, we showed up to the window. They told us that we were no longer going home, that our mission had changed. And that's when we learned that Russia had come across the border and invaded Georgia. And at that point, it was up to us to bring in the first supplies. What we'd heard is the bombing was still going on. Our first call was we're going to leave the engines running and do an engine running offload. They told us that you're not going to do that you're going to shut down the engines and we're going to offload the cargo here. We walked downstairs and we were walking out the crew entry door, and it was a mass, probably several hundred people outside waiting for us to get off the airplane. And we really didn't understand the impact until it was all over with.
When Tbilisi was threatened, America came through on its promise to stand by its ally and delivered over 500 tons of supplies to those displaced by the conflict in the Republic of Georgia. And most importantly, airlifted all 2,000 Georgian troops in Iraq to Georgia to help defend their country.
We delivered on our promise, and once again, delivering hope and freedom to the people of Georgia.
While airframes and other technologies have evolved since the Berlin airlift, allowing the Air Force to fly farther and faster while carrying greater loads, the resolve, ingenuity, and can-do attitude of our airmen remain constant. As it was in Berlin, airlift is still a critical element of accomplishing the Air Force mission around the globe. Fly, fight, and win. This is your Air Mobility Command.